Hello everyone, welcome to my channel D Queen Beauty and my Big Mama Soul Food segment. Today we'll be doing Asian inspired noodles. Now we're going to start off with our onions. We're going to chop those up. I'm going to go through these and chop them about 3 times just to get them just a little smaller than I normally make them. Listen, if you're not cooking with onions, I don't know what you're doing. Onions provide you with the most beautiful aroma and taste. Next, we have our garden vegetable broth. We're going to add that to a pot. I'm using all of it. And we're going to let that heat and come to a boil. I'll be adding a season cube to this as well. Next, we have our avocado oil. I'm going to add a capful to this. All right, next we have our eggs. I'll be using 2 for this recipe. Then I'll be adding a little bit of seasoned salt. And then some black pepper. Y'all already know what's going on. Now we're going to mix that up with our handy dandy fork. Mix it. All right. Now we're going to heat the oil on high. And then when it's heated, turn the eye off. Then we add the egg. Now my goal was to create an egg sheet, but since I didn't use a non-stick pan, it didn't really work out how I wanted it. But it's okay, we're gonna make it work. Y'all gonna see what we doing, okay? I'm gonna let that cook. I'll see what I mean. All right, so we're gonna let it cook until we don't get any more movement. You see that? That's what we want. Now, the goal is really to keep it all together as one. We're not scrambling them, okay? Just flip them and keep them together as much as you can. And you will see why in a second. All right. Now we'll be adding that to a bowl. And then we will be putting that on our cutting board where we will cut those up into slices and save for later. Next, we have our classic smoked field roast sausage. I'm only using 1. And we're going to slice those up in diagonal slices. I'm only using 1 because I'll be adding mushrooms to this as well. All right, we're adding more oil to the pot. Now we're going to add our onions. Now we're going to leave this eye on about low to medium heat. We don't want to burn no onions, okay? Now we're going to mix that up until it starts to brown. I could just smell the onions through the camera. All right. Now we will be adding our mushrooms next. They're already sliced. And these are Bella mushrooms. I don't know about y'all, but I love me some mushrooms. I'm gonna mix that. Then we're adding our soy sauce. And I'm gonna mix it some more. Then add a little bit more soy. Alright, next we're gonna go in with our oyster flavor sauce. Y'all, the flavor on this oyster sauce is wonderful. Then add our smoked sausage, and we're going to give it a good stir. I apologize, I did not realize that I was covering the camera, but it's alright. It's only gonna last for a quick second. Just watch. Okay. Next, add a little bit of seasoned salt, not too much. We already have oyster sauce and soy sauce. We don't need too much of that, okay? Then some black pepper. Then some garlic powder. And we're gonna stir some more. All right, now the broth that we had cooking, we're gonna add that to that pot. Now, y'all, this might have been the best broth I done made thus far. It tasted really good. I tasted it off camera, and all that was needed was some cayenne pepper, y'all. Just a little spice, just a little bit. We're gonna give it a good stir. All right, now I chopped up some ginger just to give it a little, little pop, you know. All right, next we're gonna go in with our wasabi style seaweed sheets, and we're gonna add that to the broth. Seaweed has some wonderful vitamins and minerals in it. It is good for postpartum mothers. Myself and my daughter Hathor, we both be smashing on some seaweed, okay? I used 2 sheets and I added those to the broth. Then I will be mixing that together. Look at that broth. Y'all, when I tell you it was so good, I had my husband try some, and he was in love. All right. Now, I did add one more egg, and then I'm just adding that to the broth. Just for a little bit more flavor, you know. Next, we have our noodles. I'll be adding that to some boiling water. You can use any type of noodles you want, but today I decided to use the Cantonese egg noodles. Now, it is 6 servings. These noodles that I made lasted for 2 days. We ate half the night of, and then the other half for lunch the next day. Now, y'all, look at that. Don't that look good? All right, next we have our steamer going, and we have some wild bao vegetable. I've never had this before, but it was good, okay? Now, these come on little sheets. I could recommend when you put them in there to keep the sheets on, because I had to learn the hard way. They started to stick to the bottom. I made it work, but just for future reference, keep the sheet on there, okay? We're going to let that cook in a steamer for about 5 to 7 minutes. Okay. Look at that. Now, look at that. All I did was I put the noodles in there. I added the broth. And then I put the eggs on top. I chopped up some more seaweed. And we were good to go. When I tell y'all this was so good, if you're a noodle lover, this one is for you, okay? Like I said, this lasted us 2 days. We did not finish. We ate half of it and was full, okay? Thank you guys for watching. I hope I see you guys in my next video. And thank you for tuning in. Peace.